Real quick, just putting this out here for the sake of transparency, and just kind of being real. This week ahead has me a bit anxious, and I'm kind of fighting through that right now. So if I seem a little bit out of spirit, if I end up ending my stream early, if I end up not quite seeming my usual self, I mean, my voice is already a little bit shaken, but I'll explain what's up with that in a minute. If I seem a little out, if I end the stream early for anything like that, just that's a little bit of why. With that said, no, I didn't catch TwitchCon flu. What I caught was not wanting to be on keto as much and the immediate ramifications thereof. Goodness, a lot has happened though. When was the last time that we caught up? That was the 18th, was it not? Okay. Yeah, I stepped away from keto during TwitchCon, and it has had an immediate effect on my voice. So, I thought that I would be able to be a little bit free of it, up to this week or even a little bit after. Very much so need to stop because, need to get back on it because, this weekend is going to be a big deal. But this isn't about this upcoming weekend. It's about this weekend. So, I suppose I should probably appear, yeah? Let's see, where am I? Hello, everybody! It is good to see you all again. If we haven't met before... it's not letting me wave at you. There we go. Ah! Thank you so much for the boop there. I have missed you all very, 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 very much. I hope you're all doing very well today. It looks like since last we caught it... Oh, thank you for the head pats. Aw, goodness. Oh, I might have it doubled up. 1 second. Nope, just the one. Okay. It looks like since last we caught up, we have followed... Oh, goodness. Did I enjoy TwitchCon? Yes, I did, and I will explain that in just a second. Oh, goodness, so many head pats. Thank you. I hope you're all doing well today. Since last we caught up, we have follows... I think it was the 19th. No, the 18th since last we caught up. So, since last we caught up, we have follows from Amy Raven, Giddy Gumdrop, True OGX, Staker89, Alira Page, lots of hearts, Godzilla333, Ironclad Knight VT, Pidakin. I've seen that name before. Oh, very cool. Erin _Copper, Xander Digital, Loaf the Hoarder, Zestra, Ren Sylvius, and Wesbewoo, as well as a 62-month resub from HypnoTwist. Can we get some love in the chat for HypnoTwist? One of the absolute OGs. That is what? 12, 24, 6... That is 5 years and 2 months of subscribing. Hypno, it is so good to see you here. You've heard me give the spiel so many times. I'm just going to say bless and thank you, and I hope you're doing amazing. Yeah, let's get some love in the chat for Hypno. And earlier, I saw that Pixie had a 165 stream streak. Timber with a 7. Can we get some love in the chat for everyone with a streak, everyone with who's just popping in? I hope you're all doing very, 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 very well today. I have a lot to talk about. I have a lot to talk about with... yeah. I have a lot to talk about last weekend. I have a lot to talk about this weekend. I'm going to remove the glasses. There's a lot to talk about. Before I get into any of that, how are you all doing? I have missed you. I have missed seeing you. Even when I am anxious right now, very anxious, I am also very happy that you're here and glad to be back and streaming, even if just for possibly 2 days, which I'll touch on in a bit. Anxious yourself. I'm sorry to hear that, Daniel. I hope there is reason for relief and rest in your near future. 2006 Honda Civic, I see. Doing pretty all right. Last quarter of school starting up this work, so heckin' nervous. You got this, Yoku. Ah! Just gotta end it. You can, well, end your work and your schoolwork. And you got this. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. It's because I had a job interview last week, and this Friday, thank you. This Friday I'll get the verdict whether I get the job. Oh, here's hoping. So my voice sounds a little bit off because this last weekend I decided to take the keto that's been working so well on my voice and throw it out the window. Because, well, there weren't a lot of options, and I got tired of, thank you, of it being in the way of, getting in, doing what I wanted to do. And the effect was immediate. Thank you. But I have much bigger stories to tell than just about acid reflux. Which sounds like an ad for Tums now that I think about it. My friends. How many of you were actually at TwitchCon? My job is going poorly also, and my equipment, which I require, has broken. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that your job does better and that you either fix or replace that speaker. I'm gonna take a swig of something before I continue. I narrowly missed meeting you at the arcade. I'm so sorry about that, Dagon on Twitch. Currently can't afford to replace it, but should soon. I hope so too. Words. This was such a big weekend. And I'm saying weekend, it's really like the last 5 days or so. There's so many people that I wanted to meet and hang out with and then catch up with, and there's a lot that I didn't realize was there until later. But what I was able to fit into my schedule was really good. And I've decided that at the beginning of okay, I was added in another TwitchCon stream, or sorry, another TwitchCon mention on Twitter. Right. So let me go ahead and crack open Shoost and grab a window. Hello, Z-Man. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. I'm gonna grab. Where is it? It's none of those. That's not it. Here we are. I'm gonna go ahead and use this to kind of guide my discussion. Z-Man, I'll be completely real. My voice is a little bit rocked from not sticking with keto all weekend, and today I kind of fought through some pretty nasty anxiety. I've got a lot going on this week that I really have to hit the ground sprinting, and in some ways the workload is a little bit scary. I was waiting for your live. Also today is state of... the PlayStation thing, right? I do not have a PlayStation, but I hope that there's some good news today. Are we doing all right aside from the anxiety? I have lots of wonderful things to talk about. For bits, my understanding is the false flagging issue has been solved by Twitch and they're working on clear. Thank you for that, Leighton. Yeah, let's address that real quick. So recently there was an issue where streamers and VTubers who were receiving bits were getting suspended on the accusation of misbegotten bits. Basically, like that it was the accusation that, hey, you used fraudulent money to buy bits, or you were using bits in a fraudulent way. And a lot of folks were getting false flagged about it. And their accounts were getting suspended for it. So apparently Twitch has gone in and undone that and figured out the root of it, and folks that have been losing their accounts have got them back, for the most part. Twitch has a few things to work on with regards to that, but I think the worst of it has been cleared away. Twitch trying not to ban VTubers impossible. I don't think it just affected VTubers. I think this was one of those cases that actually affected IRL streamers, which is probably why they acted so fast. But I digress. Thank you for letting me know. I think that means bits should be okay, but for a little bit there, it would have not been. Just because, like, there's some things going around with that. But that was then. This is now. Thank you for reminding me, Latent and Pixie, about that. With that in mind, on the subject of Twitch, let's talk about it. So, yeah, I'm using this Twitter thread that I made about TwitchCon to remember what I did. Because, honestly, I don't particularly remember super well. I'm going to put that right about there. Yeah. To get rid of the pin, I suppose so, Pixie. Thank you for having that up in the first place, though. So, this was yesterday. Yesterday was my last day in San Diego. I was hanging out with Mirden, who I've been staying with all weekend for TwitchCon, and we met up with another friend of mine for a little bit before it was like, I'm not gonna make you try to entertain me for hours and hours. Just drop me off at the airport really early. And drop me off at the airport they did. But let us begin this journey. TwitchCon was really fun this year. Oh, thank you, Arkines. Like, every year of TwitchCon has been amazing. The first year that I went, which was 2022 in San Diego, and last year when it was in Las Vegas, they were really fun. They were really good times. And this year was no exception. Allow me to dive right in. This is basically just me doing a slideshow with extra steps. So, day 0. So, I woke up in the morning and got my bags and flew out from the airport to San Diego. And I was in no rush. Like, I was just glad to be there. I know that we had plenty of time to get to our hotel and figure things out. Meanwhile, poor Mirden is pinging me just like, I am so sorry. There's so much traffic. There's so much going on. Just let me know how things are going. And I'm like, no worries. I'm in a rush. I'm here to vibe. I'm here to have a good time. Like, there's nothing urgent today. And after a while, they come and pick me up. I give them a hug. We load stuff into the car, and we drive over. Think of that, buds. We drive by what looks like the front of the traffic. A car had tried to pass a bus at the airport. And what had happened was essentially the bus ended up pinning the car to the side. It looked like the car was still surprisingly intact. Like, it looked like everyone was doing okay. It looked like everyone was safe for the most part. But pretty scary to say the least. And it made a lot of sense of why there was so much traffic going on, because like that's a pretty big mess to sort out. They were figuring out how to get, the car down safely. I think they got all the people out. It was just a matter of like getting the cars to move in such a way where the car would be unpinned and, getting those out of the way and then eventually getting the traffic through. But we were able to get out before the traffic went from bad to obscene. We ended up pulling forward from the airport to a chain of hotels, and it looked really cool. It was right by the bay. There was this portside pier right here, and this really cool looking restaurant, and this big old ship. And I was like, wow, this is gonna be a surprisingly bougie stay. And we take a look at the map. It was not the right hotel. The other hotel was about 15 minutes in another direction, but it still worked out pretty well. We were in no rush. We were in no hurry. Although they did have to go to the bathroom if I remember right. So there was that rush. But once we got that squared away, we got our room situated. We ended up getting like a surprisingly substantial meal deal. I think I talk about, right here. We ended up going out, getting our badges. We went to fetch dinner, which was basically like an El Pollo meal deal that lasted super, super long. It basically lasted us all weekend. Like a bunch of chicken, some broccoli. I think they got some macaroni and cheese and, what else did they get? Some other side. And we basically munched on that most nights that we were back. It lasted us a lot more than I ever would have thought. And just kind of spent the evening just chatting and about what we were excited about and what we've heard about and some of the news that was going on. And we agreed to wake up really early to So in past years, Stream Elements had, or maybe it was like other booths depending on the time, but I think it was Stream Elements both years. Oh, thank you. Have this meet and greet with various VTubers, usually like Numi, Bao, Vienna, Cinder, Yuzu, Tricky. And they did that, you know, they had it with a chip system where you would get there and they would give you a number between like 1 and 100. And the first 50 would have their meet and greet on Saturday, and the second 50 would meet and greet on Sunday. So we're there super early. We're in line, and it starts raining on us. You know, we're all out there ready to go. Here's some pictures from that. There's actually a Moogle cosplayer that was just kind of roaming about, and every so often you would hear this woo-woo, like the Koopa noise, the Moogle noises every so often coming out of the hello after crash. The event went very well. My voice is screwed because I went off keto like a dum-dum. Aaron, thank you for 73 months. Please enjoy. Oh my gosh, 73. What's that? Like 6 years and a month? Aaron, you've heard me give every possible variety of spiel that I've done for that. I hope you're doing amazing. Thank you so much for 6 years and a month of being one of the OG oddities at this point. Can we get some love in the chat for Aaron CB? Now, let's see some serious love in the chat for Aaron. Aaron Catbird. Hope your voice heals from my... I hope so, too! I'll explain that in a little bit. For now, TwitchCon. Right. So, yeah, this cosplayer was amazing. I looked tired even through the filter. But this dress, fun fact, I wanted to get this dress for TwitchCon last year. But it only delivered to my apartment when I was away. And by the time I came back, it was still in. So I ended up having to buy it twice to get it once. But it was a nice way to sort of bring it full circle for at least another TwitchCon. So I've been waiting a full year to give this outfit its proper debut. And thank you for that, Bats. So it started raining on us. I had to use this jacket to like cover myself as an impromptu umbrella. It was really silly. For a few minutes, I was cosplaying Cornholio's sister. It was not great. But after a while, they let a bunch of us in, and there was the side where you got your badge, and then there was a side that they would let you in after you got your badge. We'd already gotten ours on, you know, the day before. Thank you for the reminder after crash. Oh, and I think I need to do that hydrate too. I'm speaking pretty naturally. Thank you though. And we hop in line, and we're up. Like, from here, we're actually pretty close. Like, around this corner on the right, this was that little bit of purple that you see. I'm not sure if that... I don't think it's showing my mouse cursor, but to the right of those black curtains, before you get to more of the stone wall, that is where the con essentially started. So we were really, really up close. You know, a bunch of people are starting waves and, you know, playing music in the crowd, and after a while... Finally, around about 10. By the way, we got in line about 8 a.m. And we were waiting out there. They finally let us in about like 8:45. So then we waited the remaining hour and 15 minutes. Maka, welcome back. I hope you're doing well today. I'm talking about TwitchCon. So they finally let us in, and Mirdan and I start running. We book it for the Stream Elements booth at essentially the opposite end of the expo hall. And we got there in time for, I think we were chips 17 and 18. So we were both able to be right next to each other as we went through the Stream Elements line the next day. So we got that all squared away. We were all good. Okay, this was a few more pictures from other stuff. So after we get those chips, a few folks actually approached me and asked for me to sign stuff, which surprised the hell out of me. Because, like, Circuit Fry, hello! It has been a hot minute since I've seen you around. I hope you've been well. Oh, and another hydrate. That I can do. Acid reflux, the voice killer. Foxsil, yeah, please enjoy your lurk. So I signed a couple things, and then shortly after that, there was a line for Iron Mouse's meet and greet. So I took a picture of this Cinder statue at the GamerSups booth, which looked absolutely amazing. And then I hopped in line for Iron Mouse's meet and greet. It was very bold of TwitchCon to assume that a room full of streamers... Right, so when in doubt, pinky out. No matter what kind of sip that you take, anything will be fancier. Cheers. Boy, I really butchered that accent. Sorry. Lots of good things happening for me recently. Glad to hear you had a good time at MagWest. Yeah, MagWest is going to be happening this upcoming weekend. This is TwitchCon. I look forward to having a wonderful time, as wonderful of a time at MagWest as I had at TwitchCon this year. So I get in line for, the Iron Mouse meet and greet. And that was where I met, another streamer, a couple other streamers, and one was cosplaying as, I think it was the Moe flavor swimsuit for Iron Mouse. And looked absolutely amazing. There were a bunch of pictures going with another cosplayer and such. That was a long wait, though, like 2 hours of waiting in that line. But I did eventually get through. And what I didn't realize at the same time, this was the same day that I think this was the same day that Iron Mouse had learned that her YouTube channels are being taken down. So when I got in, when I got up front, they were already like shortening things. She was such a trooper. It was already over the 2 hours that she was supposed to go, but she was still sticking around and answering folks and being really good to people. She found out after her meet and greet. Oh. Huh. Yeah, excuse me. No, it's back now. Both channels are reinstated now. Someone had sent in false copyright flags. In short, had sent in false copyright flags, and what happens is when you false flag a yes, correct. The channels are reinstated. The channels are reinstated. The channels are reinstated. What happens when someone is false flagged on YouTube is the claimant doesn't have to provide accurate information at all. However, if the defendant, the person who receives the claim, wants to defend themselves, they are required to submit legal name. Let me say that again. The claimant doesn't have to provide accurate information at all. The defendant is required to include their legal name. It's nice to see that the techniques that got people doxxed and abused in the early 2010s is still happening in the mid 2020s. Fortunately, it sounds like easily tag it on Twitch. In fact, it's one of the easiest ways to do so, because either the defendant has to, defend their channel and dox themselves, or they have to take the hit, and enough of those, and you lose your channel. It is very easy to deplatform someone on YouTube if you hate them enough. Not just your name, yeah, address, things like that. Like it's much worse. I remember a few folks in the Brony years got hit with that, and it took YouTube way too long to catch up on that. Oh, hello, Dart. Good to see you. There are other YouTubers and VTubers that have been affected by false flags for copyright. Even people straight up admitting that they false flagged videos, which is, I believe, a crime, if I'm not mistaken. I know Tigaholic, Bungo Taiga, was affected by such a thing, and still has not had their channel reinstated. So if you got criticisms for Twitch, don't forget to include YouTube as well, because we live in a nightmare. I digress. Tangent, thank you for the 3-stream streak. Good to have you. Nevertheless, so she was going through that while still being a great host for the meet and greet. So I said my piece. I was grateful to see her. I'm so glad that she was doing well. I don't know why I was posed like a grandma here. I didn't know how to pose, and I was just like, I don't know how to hold what I'm holding. I'm just gonna do this. And Mousy was so sweet. I had 40 seconds to say my stuff, get a picture with her, and scarp her. And scarp her, I did. But she was so sweet. She was so cool. So after that, I was hungry, and food at the convention center is ungodly priced, but I consider it a write-off. Meanwhile, I get messages. I've been keeping in touch with a certain DJ Afterburns, and we finally caught up. We got to see each other and hang out for a little bit, and talk about just like TwitchCon, what we were excited for, what was ahead. DJ Afterwards was so chill, just like catching up for a little bit. I think it was around this time that we also bumped into Mindy, OMG Productions. Odyssey and Iron Mouse collab went, oh my gosh, I could die happy if that was even just a thought in her head. Listen, I would love to work with Mousy, but it would depend on what Mousy wanted. I'd want to know like what kind of thing she was imagining, and then figure out what it would take to make that magic happen. I think it would be foolish of me to feel like I could just whoops something together and have it be worthy of Iron Mouse. I'd have to understand what she really wanted from it. It's my understanding that she was familiar with Pada Pada dancing some years ago. So there might be something, like highly danceable kind of thing, if ever that magical opportunity ever happened. Odyssey, Iron Mouse, Numi, Cottontail, and Matara collab, dream collab. Yes. That would be amazing. I would die. That would be an All-Stars. Just Odyssey All-Stars at that point. I feel like I would want to work with them individually, though. I don't know. Sorry. Every VTuber in existence. I think I'd rather, have a little bit more control of who I work with or not. Nevertheless, so, got to see DJ Afterburns. I only posted pictures of the faces, by the way, with folks who had posted pictures of their faces also. Eurobeat VTuber require. I would die. Nevertheless, so I got to see Afterburns. We hung out for a little bit. He was super cool. After that was the U2's booth meeting for Chibidoki. No pictures were allowed, but I did get a little bit of video for the line, which is starting to go outside of the expo hall. And Chibi was so sweet. So I got to, when I got to the line, she was like, Odyssey! And, like, we hugged, and she was like, ah! And I got her to sign my badge, and Machan, I got her the album. Like, I was able to deliver. Payload delivered. So and then she was super happy about that, and like just she was really sweet. I'm a little bit bummed that we couldn't do pictures, but I also completely understand. Like, I know that it's my understanding that Chibi did not want pictures going on of that. Welcome back, gamer. Yes, it's good to see you. Yes, it was in person. This was Chibidoki, like, you see how, like, that's not my VTuber avatar next to DJ Afterburns, yeah? And that's not DJ Afterburns' avatar. In this case, we were not meeting Chibidoki's avatar. I think that's part of why no pictures were allowed. It's my 4K model. It's my RTX model. Yeah, exactly. So, Chibi was super sweet. Not even the super highly detailed secret models. Secret models, well, if you know about them, they're not really secret, huh? So this was really fun. Chibi was sweet, sent him a badge. We talked a little bit about, just future plans for the convention. I think of that badge. Oh. And, after this, I forget exactly what the timeline was. Yeah, I think I wrote in the tweet later. I also got clearance from this VTuber to share the pictures, as they were provided. I got to meet Ori! Ori Hime! Ori is super sweet and really pretty, and I'm Dai, and, we finally, like, she gave me, like, a little sticker pack, and she drew a picture of me with, like, bunny ears, and I'm dead. I am a puddle on the floor in the artist alley. I died. And we got pictures together, and she asked me to sign her badge, which is amazing because she's cool and amazing and does graphic and logo stuff, and I make Nightcore Italo Disco that other people remix better for a living. So like I'm so blown away that I got to say hi to Ori. Just so pretty. I died, and then I forgot the rest of Saturday. Yeah, I need a fan in here. It's 93 degrees out in Fahrenheit. I'm sorry, I need that in burgers in science units and not burgers per eagle. Today is 34 degrees Celsius outside. And the weather is gonna really oscillate in the next few days. Can I count on one hand how many Oshis I met, if that's no! I met, like, darn near all of them. All of them. Almost. But that was so cool. Just, I admire Ori a lot. Not just because of her streams, not just because of her art, not just because she's pretty, but, like, she's actually had an influence on my music taste. Oh, thank you. There's a lot of stuff that I did. Oh, thank you. There's a lot of stuff that a lot of music that I discovered just when she would play stuff while she was working. A lot of like K-pop and jazz and really cool stuff. Oh, thank you. I found Lei Fei through Ori. And I really, really like Lei Fei's work. So like there's a lot of stuff that I owed, oh, thank you, to Ori. So meeting her in person was absolutely amazing. Thank you for the headbutts. All right, let's not spend that too much, please. Odyssey's feelings meeting her Oshis. Yeah, basically. So this was essentially day one. Now, for those who don't know, day two had a couple of things in store. No worries, Pixie. I didn't see you spamming it necessarily. Day two had a couple of things for it. For one, Mirren and I had the Stream Elements meet and greet that day. And two, Cottontail VA happened to have the maid uniform maid uniform meetup. No worries, Todakawa. It wasn't just there's no way for me to answer that without sounding accusatory. I'm sorry for anything. It was May Day. So I got myself put together in my proper uniform, Goshijin-sama, and we headed out to the convention for day two. A little bit later, we decided on Friday night to sleep in a little bit because we had a big day the next day. I ended up, you know, getting things ready and lining stuff up for the next day. So this day was, you know, I was there in uniform. I was getting ready for the Stream Elements meetup, and I floated around at the little Game Saru arcade where I bumped into someone that I actually knew from Fanime. Also, there was, you know, a certain thing. Did Cotton sweep me away at any point for a date? Sadly, no, but honestly, she seemed so busy that it made sense that that it didn't actually, like, end up happening. We'll get them next time. So, you know, there's also these Senpai Squad cars, with one with Nikkei and one with V-Shoujo. I wonder if they had Maimai at the arcade. Yes, they did. Hello, Yo-Yo. Good to see you. And, you know, there was this. Also, there was a weird... Was it Finale or DX? I don't remember my machine very well. I'm very sorry. I also made this little guy out of a screenshot from Twitter. So there was that. There was the morning. Kind of floated around a little bit, and then we got in line for the meet and greet. So this was interesting. If I remember the order right, it was something like Vienna, Bao, Cinder, Yuzu, Numi, Tricky. So everyone's super sweet. So for everyone, I had my badge. You know, I wanted my badge signed. But whenever I bump into Numi, I try to bring physical copies of the albums. Because, like, I already own all the music digitally, but to have something physical, it's just, I don't know, it's special to me. So, it's interesting. Last year in Vegas, I think it was Yuzu and Tricky that complimented my my makeup. And this year, the same thing happened. They were like, I really like your makeup. I'm like, oh, thank you. It's the Sailor Moon eyeshadow palette. It was the same time both times. Same makeup both times, actually. Here's the kicker. I get to Numi, and Numi goes, wait, why are you online? What are you talking about? Well, you could just come around at this point, couldn't you? I'm like, I didn't know that. She's like, yeah, no, like you're good for that. I'm like, and she signs the badge and she signs the album, and she was just like, she's like, yeah, like, was it, I really like your stuff. You did the remix of Urges, right? I'm like, yeah, I did. She's like, I like your stuff. And, I died again. I am still a puddle, if not in the artist alley, then again, at the Stream Elements booth. They know you that much so lines, according to Numi, according to Akuma Nimune, I didn't realize that. Colleague level, I don't know these things, but for Numi to say it, I'm dead. I feel like I died again just thinking about it. I died thinking about the time that I died. I'm die. Thank you forever. I don't know. I according to her, like, she was like, oh, why'd you even wait in line? You could just come around and, like, say hi. But that y'all, one of my Oshis recognized me to that point. For those who don't know, Numi is one of my, like, actual straight up Oshis. Like, when it comes to VTubers, Numi is one of the ones that I, like, really got into and admired the most. Like, she was the one that I really dived into before I got into a certain Fox Lady, and later, into Matara Khan. Or like, even with Chibidoki or Cottontail. So Numi holds a very special place in my heart for in terms of VTubers and in terms of her music. Like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna gush. I'm gonna gush for a second. Like, don't get me wrong, I have no problems with the state of VTuber music as it is. Like, how do I say? I have no qualms with it. People make the kind of music that they want to, and it's really cool. Something about Numi's... I just realized there's no background music. Something about Numi's music in particular. As far back as... I think it was like Swag But Something. Swag But Sad or something. Nimune... It's Super Swag, it's Super Sad. Okay. That one's got, like, It's Hell Baby, Pizza in the Cosmos, Frolicking with a Friendly Giant. Even back then, there was something really charming about her work. that drew me to it in a way that I very seldom feel about, work outside of my particular sphere, Like, it's easier for me to get stuck in the Eurobeat rut, or even the idol rut in some cases. So, it's part of, I think it's part of why I appreciate Ori, because, like, her taste in music introduced me to new stuff, and Numi made a lot of that. Did you know that she's written, like, over 100 songs? Numi has. For perspective, that's like a quarter of the songs that I've written in my entire career. Think about that carefully. She's already at that many. Oh, speak of the devil. Think about that. That is a tremendous amount, especially for someone who is fighting through like some issues like with confidence, like singing on stage, and fighting through that and building the confidence to share her music with people. Whereas I kind of grew up like in a musical family, so I kind of had that a little bit easy going in. So that's the reason that I have such one of the reasons that I have such tremendous admiration for Numi. Yay! So for her to see me in that regard is it's special. It makes me feel special. At any rate, yes. So this was that was a Stream Elements thing. Then I had to book it outdoors because at that time, a certain Benui lady was having the maid uniform meetup, which I just realized I don't think I actually took a proper picture of my uniform. It was the same one from Fanime, give or take. And while I was waiting, Cottontail VA, not Race and Inaba, that one, that meetup would take place on the moon. So while I was in the line for that, I see someone, Fan, hello! Oh wow, you had to hear my voice just completely shattered. Fan! Sorry. Fan, how are you doing? I'm talking about my time at TwitchCon. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. So I see someone with a flag with Phoebe on it. And for those who don't know, I happen to adore Phoebe. Phoebe and I have had the, things with head pets. Phoebe and I worked together, not just on Loving Me, but we actually used to do a lot of the same gigs together very early on, back in her duo days. And I absolutely adore Phoebe. So seeing representation from apparently the person who designed the Whimsyland flag was there. I had to get a picture. I had to say hi. Why is the corner cut out? That was weird. I didn't take a picture like that. There it is. There it is. So that was pretty cool. I didn't get a lot of pictures of the meetup, and I'll say this: with the way that Cotton had to structure the meet and greet, it kind of became like a few of us would walk up, take a picture together. Well, there was a group picture first, and then there was like a bunch of groups of the maids coming through to take pictures with Cotton, and then I think I got her to sign. Did I get her to sign my badge? I'm pretty sure I did. And then people would kind of go through, and then people had to go. So Cotton also seemed like she had a lot going on this weekend. So like it was hope to go next year. You totally should. Oh my gosh, Ben, it was such a good time. Oh my gosh. The block party at the end was actually like as much fun as I've had at the TwitchCon like events at like in addition to the main thing. Usually pretty good. Like, yeah, they bring in nice like this, that, whatever. The block party was so good. I cannot stress how good, like actually good the block party actually was. And then the convention itself was just, oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's a lot of walking, a lot of socializing. I went 0 to 100 very quickly, and that was a little bit overstimulating, but super, super worth it. I already want to go back next year. It was so good. It was so good. Yeah, and I'd love to see you. Or not, of course. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, I'd heard about other parties and such, and some of the awful stuff that happened at other parties. The thing with the block party was, you know, yeah, beer and wine and such were free, but so were other kinds of drinks. And there was a lot of food, a lot of music. It was very much the kind of event that you could enjoy stone sober. Never touching a booze hall. And even some of the events that I had heard about, like after the fact, that weren't like official events, seems to be relatively alcohol-free friendly. You know, I gotta be honest, I don't really like getting too smashed anyway. Like, I don't know, these days between titty Skittles and keto, it does not take much to anyway. So I tried to just kind of stick to one or two, and I was like, that's enough. Yeah, it was a good time. So the Cottontail thing kind of sped through pretty quickly. Cotton was super sweet. She did recognize me, and she's like, "Oh, hi, you're here." And I think pretty sure she gave me a hug. Oh yeah, I was writing this while I was going through TSA. So after that. So, I'd gone through the Stream Elements meet and greet, but I had also gone ahead and signed up for the Numi meetup. Like the same way that I had met up with Iron Mouse the other day, I was in the official meetup for Numi. And I remember, so she had her arms up for some reason, and as I get up, she goes, "Here too?" And her arms like go out to like a hug. And she pulls me in, and I'm like, of course, it's you. I'm so normal. She gave me a hug. Pulled me in for a hug, and we kind of chatted a little bit, and we kind of chatted for a little bit. I had her sign the back of the Noomba plush, like little keychain. And it's actually stayed remarkably well. And we just kind of chatted for a bit, like, how's the con going? And like, I was able to kind of apologize for the fact that every time that I've had to message her, it was always business. And just at some point, like, I was just like, look, I could stand to ping you with other stuff. I just think you're cool. I just think you're real neat and cool, and I fangirled and I melted again. This is the third time that I think this is like the third or fourth time that I died. And okay, I wanna say something real quick. So, during the line for Numi's meet and greet, so there's that whole thing where you make halves of a heart together, and at the last second, someone changes their half of the heart to a thumbs up. Now, I was like, that's really funny and clever. I would not mind if she did that with our picture. So I requested that. Numi does this. Still full heart, and an additional thumbs up. What? I was like, wait, I thought you were gonna pull the... Yes, secret additional pose unlocked. But it just... She was so cool, and I'm so normal about this. She is adorable. Just... I did not expect that, but she was so sweet, and we got to do a picture together, and I'm so happy. And that was when I got to meet Numi VTuber. And she gave me a hug, and we got to do a full heart and also a thumbs up. If I had known she was doing the thumbs up, I would have done it too. I would have totally done it too. Okay, so after that, I took a step away from the world of like large scale indie VTubers to enter into the, yes, this is still Saturday. I take a moment to step away from the world of, large indie VTubers to get into the world of Gyaru. This is where I got to meet Tommy's Online, Taffy Forever, 99 Hiccups. I just realized, hold on. There was someone else that I forgot to tag. 99 Hiccups, also known as BFG. And wait a minute. This is not... Where's the... Smogfay. Rosie. and we all got together and we got to meet and hang out, and everyone was super cool and dressed super well, and I need to get into Gyaru. The general consensus is that I need to get into Hime Gyaru specifically. And we hung out for a bit, and the goal was for us to check out a barcade nearby. And we were familiar, we were hoping that like, yeah, Vieira, Tommy's Fit was so good! So was Taffy's, so was 99 Hiccups, and all the other folks that we were going with. So we were ready for like, decent lighting, some chairs to sit, and, tasteful decor, a few games, a spot to sit down and hear each other. My Stream Deck isn't working. This never happened. This spot was like neon lighting and like loud music everywhere and 2 stories of games with like neon and black lights and no organization whatsoever. There are music games next to fighting games, next to pinball, next to all kinds of stuff. And even the elevator between the 2 floors was covered wall to wall, ceiling floor with comics. Hello, GLMD. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well today. It was a good time for about 15 minutes. And then we were so overstimulated that we just kind of had to pop out. I'm sorry to hear that, GLMD. Pull up a chair. I'm talking about my experiences at TwitchCon. So did you also met? Yeah. I was in the artist alley and I bumped into a certain lovely, amazing Kuma Gorogoro. And we chatted for a little bit. Kuma was helping with one of the booths, if I'm not mistaken. My sense of time with some of this is a little bit skewed because I was really not great at taking pictures. I was really trying to like soak in the moment. I would take a few pictures and I'd hand my phone to people for shots like, the ones here with Numi. But I was really bad at taking pictures. And of course, there are also some pictures where I don't necessarily have clearance from the other parties in terms of like, what gets shared or not. So there is also that element. But yes, I did in fact bump into Kumogorogoro, who is super sweet and cool and amazing. So after the Gyaru sort of get together disbanded, I decided to check out the block party with Mirden and Eggy. DM'd about was, I'm so sorry, Mako. There were 2 things that I was really bad at this weekend. 1 was eating. 3 things. 2 was taking pictures. 3 was getting back to people. I was weird about like messages and whatnot. I tried to prioritize like in-person interactions, but yeah, there were some messages that I definitely did not get back to in a timely manner, and I feel a little bit bad about it. The block party. So I was ready for the block party to be like, oh, we have taken this small section of street to have too many drinks and a completely random thing to play. Take care, Valenek. Thank you so much for popping in. The block party slapped. The block party was multiple blocks of music and games and get-togethers and like a silent disco, and every restaurant had free things, and not just like chips and salsa. Like we're talking cold cuts, we're talking caprese salad, we're talking like surf and turf skewers. We're talking like mixed, you get mixed drinks, or you get like, you get some beer and wine or like Coke or whatever. We're talking like enough to make a full meal. Take care, Totokawa. Thank you so much for popping in. It was really cool. Like the music was nice. The karaoke was actually really well done. It feels like instead of the amount, they took the amount of money they would have spent on like booking Megan Thee Stallion and Kim Petras and whatnot, and put it into the event itself. And I really liked that. That was a lot of fun. Like there was something for everyone. There were quiet parts. There were loud parts. There were places where you could step in and have a conversation. You know, the restaurants were still in their full swing. It was just really nice. So before we get done with that night, I catch wind that Charity Goblin, who gets into the block party, it's an additional thing to your ticket. You can just buy your way in. It's basically just a little extra money, and then from 7 p.m. to 10, you get into that chunk of the party. I'm gonna impose a hydrate on myself. Oh, and another hydrate. Thank you. And a fancy hydrate. Right, so when in doubt, pinky out. Cheers. Right. So Eggy, Mirrodin, and I end up meeting with Charity Goblin Ruby. For those who don't know, Charity Goblin Ruby does a lot of charity streams, as the name would suggest, and all the proceeds go to charity. And this was the same stream. Was it the last time that we had really interacted? Was a stream where it was, you know, the portion that I was in. I joined Ruby, Bungo Taiga, and Jesse Cox, one of the writers of Monster Road Trip, to play Monster Road Trip. It was also the moment where my mom had turned in to catch the part where I made the path choice to restrain a bull with the path of Shibari. Mistakes into miracles. You know, little moments like that in Monster Road Trip. You know, just stuff like that. It happens. It happens. Happens to the best of us, really. But yeah, so Charity Goblin Ruby helped run that event. Like, that was through her channel. And it was really cool. So to see her and to basically spend like what, an hour or two just shooting the breeze, just kind of talking about Twitch and charities and like the future of VTubing and who's doing what. It was a really cool way. And it was in this hotel that had like this really cool lobby where it was surrounded by trees and it felt like it was closed, but you would look up and see the moon. Gorgeous way to end the night. And Ruby is amazing in a class act. Definitely check her out. And thus ended day 2. Day 3. So, day 3 had a lot of meet and greets in particular, because I had 2 more official ones. So I got online. This is the day where I decided to wear the milk frog, or the frog milk shirt with a little strawberry on it. And so I'm in line, and there's someone wearing a chat mask in front of me, and they go, "Hey, I'd like to draw you." And so they do this. It's me as like a Twitch chat, like that. And it's super cute. It's got the little frog on it and the little strawberry and the pants. Imagine me wearing pants, right? Who'd have thought? Never thought I'd see the day. It was super cute. They go by Strangely Epic here on Twitch, if I'm not mistaken. So there was that. So the first thing that happened when I got in, I had to hop to it to get right into Matara Khan's meet and greet. So I decided, well, how do we go about things? So I didn't think that it would be possible to get things signed, but then a representative comes up and is like, "Hey, if you want anything signed by Matara, we can go ahead and hand them to her now, and we'll get them up to, you know, as you come up to the front and your time is done, you can collect your badge or whatever it is that you have her sign, and it'll be signed." So I go ahead and take care of that, and I notice a gentleman with blue hair in front of me, and I recognize who it is. I'm going to take a side note to grill you a little bit with some trivia. here is familiar with YouTube poops. The video form on YouTube that is essentially video and audio splicing for comedic purposes. All right, Varsk, I get you. I grew up on a lot of YouTube poops. I almost failed the college class because of it. Bringers, yeah, exactly. So, how many of you are familiar with the founders of VShojo? I swear I'm going somewhere with this. Okay, so the two primary ones that I like to focus on are the Gun Run, who a lot of us know, who is sort of the face and sort of the Yago or the Tazumi of VShojo. Yeah, and one of the former founders of Twitch. And the other one is a figure named Mountain Dew. For those who don't know, Mountain Dew used to make a lot of YouTube poops. So I approach Mountain Dew and I go, excuse me, I recognize your name. I used to watch a lot of your YouTube poops. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm like, yeah, I'm Odyssey. I worked with Matara on Night Raiders. I go, oh, yeah, I recognize that. That's cool. It's good to see you. What's it? Creepy talks about you from time to time. So we start talking a little bit, just like about YouTube poops and Creepy and all good things, all very good things. Just like about, I think it was because like Creepy had shows in LA recently, and we were just like, yeah, they're, you know, having a good time. I wonder if they're gonna pop over or something. And just kind of caught up a little bit. So I got to chat with one of the founders of VShojo over YouTube poops. So finally, the moment comes along, and I get to meet Cockroach Mom! And got her to sign my badge. We started chatting a little bit. I forget what we talked about. It was such a blur. But I think this was one of the few times where yay! One of the few times where, like, the conversation lasted just long enough to be like, yeah, this felt like a good amount. Talking about like getting around San Diego and what's going on. I think I asked her about signing the Momo, and then she's like, I don't want to ruin it. Like, well, I mean, I already got the Noomba signed. Yeah, AXR. I think other members of basically the team were also in line very briefly. I think Mountain Dew stepped out at one point and just chilled. And I met someone else, like a really good cosplayer who was sort of in that same league. Window slightly moving up and down. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, it's because of Shoost. It's using like a camera system that adds a little bit of like camera shake. Makes it a little bit more like realistic, I guess. Actually, I just realized I've done this out of order. I'm very sorry. This was not my first meetup of the day, or my first meet and greet. But she also signed my badge. Yee. So here's the thing. There's another signature there that I got before I got Matara's, and I did not talk about it. Before Matara's meet and greet was the official one with Chibidoki and Nags. And with this, if I remember right, I think I gave Chibi a candy bracelet, and I had Nags sign the badge. There were no pictures here, again for reasons from the previous. And with Chibi, I was able to just like give her that and say, just hope she's been doing well. I was able to tell Nags that I was very much impressed with his integrity. I told him about like a moment where I popped into his stream, and he was talking down a chatter from making donations while drunk. And the last little thing was like, hey, I was able to invite them to something, which you'll all find out about later. But yeah, that was, I got to see them and hang out with them, shake their hands, give hugs. Chibi gives really nice hugs. I think I shook hands with Nags. I feel like, I'm not sure if Nags is as much of a hugger, but that is okay. Nags is still really cool. Like, memes aside, I don't know, I'm quite impressed with Nags just in general. I think he's neat. Yeah, I wanted to bring that up. So Sunday was mostly those two, because that is like 2 hours and then 2 hours. So in the meantime, so I started catching up with other folks, and unbeknownst to me, I was wearing, I knew that I was wearing glitter on my cheeks. I think you might even be able to see a little bit. No, you can't see a little bit of it. But I had a little bit of glitter on my cheeks throughout the day, and a little bit of it had started to approach my mask. And with that, approach my eyelid, and therefore approach my eye. Do you see where this is going? No surprise, Chibi gives a good hug. Listen, you don't need that to give a good hug. Come on now. This is just a bonus. Listen, the smaller the pattern, the less the padding, the closer you are to your heart. I'm better now, but there was a period of time when I didn't know exactly what was going on. I thought it was a bit of makeup. And it got so bad that I had to step into the bathroom and I tried to remove my makeup, and the paper towels and the water were doing nothing to get rid of the makeup. I was basically just clawing at my skin for the water and the paper towels to do nothing, which is a little scary. But finally, some way or another, I think it was because I was watering so much, it got up to, the eye level, and I was able to kind of get it onto my bottom eyelid and finally get rid of it. But by then, my eye was so messed up that I went around with one made up eye and the other one just destroyed. I was able to get rid of some of the eyeliner, but I did not look comfy. It was in that condition that I bumped into Miss Lala, who was floating around the artist alley for a little bit. She was super sweet. She's so cool. She's so funny too. Oh my gosh. Got to chat for a little bit, and we were all on our way. Yeah, her hair was amazing. She had it rolled together in this really cute little very fitting 50s arrangement. And we got to catch Issa Corva, Deriva Cat, Starlight Daryl, 16 in Mono, and Office Drummer performing live at one of the last sets of the Kappa Cabana. And they did so good. They did so very good. And I was starting to feel a lot better. It's you know what? Things are gonna be okay. I'll get the piece of glitter out of my eye in life. There's plenty of folks walking around with, makeup smudged or dirty a little bit. I'm gonna be all right. And it kind of worked out anyway, though, because that was sort of the last major event of the con that we did. So I made up with Mearden again and a few of their mutual friends from, I think it was Hive TV? Hive VT? So it was here that I met Olive Goo, also known as Gusagi, Page Monster, and a handful of their mutuals. And we all get together, we all start chatting, and we go out to this gorgeous Mexican place for dinner. Meanwhile, I get paged by Afterburns again, because apparently he had a gift for me. He made this hat. He gave me this hat. It has his little chameleon and a bunch of little flames on it. I think I wear it well. I think I could be a hat model. Let's just say, I think I really, that one eye was. You can see the eye that didn't have anything on it, but if I had that there, I'd be just killing it as a hat model. Let's just say. That was really fun. Afterburns, hello. You always have clearance with me on FacePix in the future. Don't trip. I don't think you realize how much you will. Oh, Afterburns, bless and thank you. I am so glad that we got to catch up, even with or without the hat. I'm so glad that we got to catch up for once and get to see each other, get to hug each other, take some pictures. And I am honored that I could be part of your weekend, and that you could become a fan of my hugs. I pride myself in my hugs. I'll say that. It was just really fun catching up that last day. Thank you so much for swinging by and your patience with me, because I pointed you to one place, and by that time we were already at the restaurant. Y'all, DJ Afterburns is a paragon of patience. sending this man's like half across town before realizing, oh crap, we're at a different part of the town now, aren't we? So there was that, and we have our meal, and we end up coming back to the convention center. We do one last little ET phone home, and wrapped up the night. What I don't tweet about here is that Mirden and I are sort of like, well, wait a minute. What if we go back to the hotel room, put ourselves, you know, sort of recollect ourselves and see what's going on tonight? Let's see what kind of shenanigans are going on. If my stream deck will allow me to zoom in for dramatic effect, let's see what we can do. I may have pinged a couple of my Oshis about if there's anything going on. Aw, Mako. I hope that there will be hugs before next spring. If not, then we'll have to make up for it next spring. Yeah, we'll store them up for the winter months and deliver them in the spring. So I sent out a bunch of a couple of messages to some of my Oshis, like some of the folks that I very much admire. I won't get into that. Long story short, the amount of things that we ended up doing after, sending those messages out was 0. We didn't make it, but that's okay. We ended up getting some good sleep. We woke up the next day. I got to meet up with a friend. I will not necessarily specify. And we kind of drove around for a little bit, and it's like, you know what? I'm not gonna impose on you to carry me around and like entertain me until 9 p.m., which is when my flight got home. So Mirden, ever the amazing sport, dropped me off at the airport, and I gave them one last great big hug. I don't think I can think of doing TwitchCon without seeing Mirden at this point. They're too much of a fixture of the convention for me. Just like someone to be excited about VTubers and what's going on in the community and other stuff with. It's just yeah, the last 3 years in a row now, I've hung out with Mirden for these things, and it's just what a sweetheart. Now, unrelated, but I really feel like I nailed my look. This was like no filter or anything. I just thought I looked good. Although I must say I look a little bit unhinged in this picture. I look like I'm about to commit crimes. Like, they'll never find the bodies. But yeah. Heck yeah, crimes, exactly. But it was a really good weekend. Something happens every TwitchCon that just kind of drills this into my head, and I want to cling on to this feeling whenever I think about it. I'm gonna put the thank you. Aw. So I'll say this, and I think part of why I feel like TwitchCon is important to me now. It's not like it wouldn't be if all TwitchCon was you get to see your favorite VTubers and streamers. They might say hi to you. They might sign your stuff. Hee hee ha ha shenanigans. And you also see a bunch of your friends. Like, that would be reason enough. Getting to see people that I haven't met before, like DJ Afterburns or Tommy or Taffy. Apparently I had bumped into 99 Hiccups in the past, but it just ended up like, I think 99 felt bad about jump startling me, and we never got into the conversation in a previous year. But then we finally got around to chatting this year, and I'm glad that we did. But here's the thing. Oh yeah, I just realized the music's been off. Sorry about that. Something happens with meeting the folks that I admire and look up to. I do not expect... Shinon! I just got done wrapping up the actual things. TwitchCon was amazing, as it is every year. Getting to meet my Oshis and see them again. Getting to meet Mountain Dew. Getting to meet Tommy and Taffy and so many other people in person. Just getting to hug Chibi, getting to see Nags again. An update on the thing. Z-Man, bless and thank you for patience. I think for now I just need to step out of it. I'm in a place right now where I need to be very mindful of what I take on. Thank you for your patience, and I apologize that this is how we have to conduct our private business. I digress. With meeting with some of my Oshis, basically, for them to sign my badge and say hi and I hope you're having a good con is more than enough for me. And I worry that when I say this, it comes across as a flex. To have the personalized recognition that I received at TwitchCon this year, it hit different. Like, I never expect that. And for the folks that I very much appreciate and admire to not just see me, but to have enthusiasm for me. For at least one of the folks that I very much admire to say they've apparently lurked this stream and checked out my releases. It's not that that's conditional for anything. Like, I'm not looking for that necessarily. Like, I just think they're neat. Well, how do I say? There's flexing in the sense of, I know my favorite. I'm so cool. It's like, I struggle to see myself as someone that they would admire. I think something that I have experienced. Oh, hydrate, that I can do. Thank you, Pixie. Having my Oshis be enthusiastic for me on a level that is not expected is an extremely pleasant and wonderful surprise, and it affirms me on a level that I never expect. The thing is, it has happened enough to where I really should internalize it. Hey, love, hope you had a brilliant time at TwitchCon. Hope you got to catch up with Cotton and Nat. I gotta be honest, Hannah, I'm so sorry. I did get to see Cotton, just about. I did not get to see Nat anywhere. Thank you, Timber. It's okay. I feel like Cotton had a lot going on, and even at the maid meetup, there was just so much going on that she, like, even just getting through that line was hard to do, and she managed that like a champ. She and I still gotta get we gotta get soju and Yakult later. But it affirms me on this sense that I'm doing something right. This notion that I'm apparently on some level doing something that reaches people in an admirable sense. Having been at this for like 20 years or so, like we're on like what, year 18, 19 now? There are some things that get very frustrating. And how do I say? Sometimes I can forget that the trajectory that I have is very unique. I do not tend to have the kind of numbers that a lot of my peers do, but what I have are diehards. Like, I'm not pulling in, multiple thousands of concurrent viewers, but the folks that I have here stick around. Wow, my voice is completely shot. Screw it. Burnt voice stream. Like, I have a lot of people that will stick around for Lord knows how long, and I genuinely appreciate that. It just happens that a lot of the things that become financial incentives, things that are part of the reality of, being a content creator in terms of money, get incentivized through numbers. So sometimes it's easy to get lost in the sauce. Yeah, AXR, I might actually talk about that a little bit later. I may cancel tomorrow's stream just to rest my voice a bit, get some work done. Or I might end today's stream a little early, who knows? But I do need to be careful for it for next thing. We'll talk about Mag West in a little bit. I don't know. It is reaffirming. Oh, thank you. It is reaffirming to me that that I belong here. That it feels like I belong here, or at least that I'm doing something in a way where people are happy to see me, and not just in a way of like, oh yeah, you know, things are peaceful. It's like, oh, you. It's not even just numbers. It's recognition on some level. Like I think what I'm trying to do here is express my appreciation for the fact that folks that don't need to see me do. And I'm not sure if I'm even wording that right, you know? I don't know. It's nice. Feels like I'm doing things right. Your diehards will support the numbers game because we believe in the content enough to rep it. Bless and thank you, Shinon. I don't know. It gives me confidence for certain things in the near future, which you'll see. Where I could stand to be a bit more bold, where I could stand to reach out and do things that I think are, you know, that I would otherwise joke about being out of my league. Audi Spartans. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, huh. There's some food for thought with that idea. 300 type E. I haven't thought about 300 in ages. Oh my gosh. But I don't know. It gives me this courage to keep being in the space, to keep doing what I'm doing. Because on some level, I must be doing something right. And I like it here. I know that Twitch has its issues. Twitch as a platform has some severe issues with moderation, lack of transparency, and inequality, inequity, really, in terms of how VTubers are treated. There's a lot going on that can be frustrating or even disappointing, but I like it here, damn it. Even if I do end up like multi-streaming somewhere to like certain other platforms, I like what we have. And as much as I like to say like, oh yeah, we're just bringing the Oddities community to Twitch, I can't deny that the community on Twitch and the folks that we've met through here are also quite neat. And I hope that we can stick around for a hot minute. Also, I don't know, I think once I've got through a chunk of my client work queue and I've done some original work for a bit, I could stand to be a bit bolder. Now, one weekend event to the next. Who here is familiar with MagFest? Just show of hands. You can talk about it. You can just say that you do. You can say that you don't. Like, who here has heard of MagFest? For those who do not know, it is music and gaming festival. It is essentially a convention on the East Coast. A certain mod once said we only have a certain finite trips around the sun, right? Exactly. And it is essentially a celebration of all things gaming and music and wherever they intersect. Now, if you're familiar with MagFest, some of you might be familiar with Mag West. Hello, Lena. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. Mag West is an independent-ish branch of MagFest starting in the San Francisco Bay Area. I have been present for many of the recent iterations. In fact, there was one year prior to COVID where I was booked. This year, I am honored to announce that I will be performing at Mag West this upcoming weekend. And even if you're used to my usual performances, this is going to be one unlike any I've put on before. In fact, I'm a little bit daunted by the scale of it. This will be on DJ gear that I have been still learning to do. A friend almost joined me to go to Mag West last year, but he got Oh my God, Cobalt. Is your friend okay? Hold on, I gotta move window real quick. It's fine. Good, good, good. Okay. So you know, COVID happened, and then MagWest started coming back. And this time around, I am booked as my own thing. I'll be using, you know, standard fare DJ gear and a bit of a video integration, and not in a way that I think some of you expect. I think there are some details on which I must remain mum, but I think once you see the show, you'll understand why. I'm trying to think of how to even nod at it. Maybe I shouldn't. Actually, given the timing, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a quick break, rest my voice a little bit, refill my waddle, or maybe get some almond milk or something. But yeah, I will be right back. I'll get some words on stream going, and we'll catch up in a little bit. Yeah. All right. BRB. Let's go! That was sick. Okay. All right. Alas, all good things must come to an end. All right. I'm back. Did you miss me? Oh my goodness. Thank you for your patience, by the way. That took a little longer than I thought, but turns out that I have more almond milk left over than I thought. Oh, thank you for the bets. Of which I'm going to take another quick sip. Grabbed a snack, ate it all already, and we're back. So, for those who are just popping in or missed the first half, we talked about TwitchCon and how amazing it was, and actually, before we get into stuff about MagWest, are there any questions about TwitchCon this year, or anything that you were curious about, or anything that happened, or that you might have seen that happened that I might have answers on, or nothing? No worries, Fox Sylv. It sounded fun. It was fun. It was such a fun time. Every year I look forward to TwitchCon, and this year was no exception. I already want to go back next year. The fact that it's going to be back in San Diego too, and not going back to Las Vegas, world of difference. No offense, Las Vegas, just the air smells like cigarettes, and I'm not really fond of that. Just like, I think I preferred the San Diego location. The venue in Vegas was actually really good, but the location was not exactly ideal. I would just love to hug you, but you can't go. Sad. Maybe next year. You obtained chocolate. Nice. I had a really good time at TwitchCon this year. I need to shave my legs. Sorry. So MagWest. I loved standing in line for an hour to get out of the airport and then another hour to get into my hotel room. Didn't happen in San Diego. Just saying. Yeah, it was, I mean, okay, there was obviously a little bit of traffic at the airport, but, I mean, I got mine. And I do hope that everyone that was involved with the thing with the bus turned out to be okay. MagWest, though. You know how earlier in the stream I talked about how I was a little bit anxious? That's a big part of why. I already have something of a set lined up. I'm thinking of scrapping it and doing something a little bit more just like my usual kind of set, but just keeping it simple, keeping it easy to manage. One thing that kind of bugs me, it's not, okay, here's the thing. When I say, scrapping it, it's not like I'm completely throwing everything out the window. What it means is I had an idea for a bunch of special considerations. I had a bunch of things lined up. Oh yeah, Byscore. I saw the ad for that and for them. Conventions in Vegas always remind me of that one convention over a decade. Oh gosh, yeah, the one I was there for. I mean, conventions in Vegas aren't inherently cursed. I think it's just there was that one time in Vegas. I'm thinking of, instead of doing a bunch of those like special considerations, making it an easier to manage set. And what that means is, okay, this is gonna sound interesting. I am spoiled by a feature that is in Tractor that has only recently become available in modern Pioneer DJ gear. Like, to the point where the gear that is going to be at MagWest doesn't have it. But I need to get used to this gear because it is the industry standard. The ability to shift... Oh, thank you for that, Bets. The ability to shift the pitch of a track up and down by semitones is very present in Tractor. You can just map whatever button you want to that. You can bump any song you want in any which way direction. And the functionality is built into is built into Rekordbox, yes, but Rekordbox and the standard operating stuff on Pioneer CDJs and the DJM is not the same. If I went on with the laptop and everything was running Pioneer, it was running Rekordbox, then yes. Pitching without tempo change, yes, exactly. Instead of using the tempo sliders to get like microtones and all that, you'd be able to bump it up, basically by keys on the keyboard. Cursed preprocess the tracks to put them in the right key. So here's the thing with that, Shinon. If I do that, then I need to line up every track in my set and create versions of those tracks, preprocess them in order. With Traktor, I took that for granted. With Traktor, I assumed that I could just bump it one way or another easily. Whereas the reality is they still speed up and slow down. You can still tempo lock it, but all that does is keep the key changed. All that does is keep the key consistent while the tempo changes. Which is good. It should be able to do that, but only in very, 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 very recent Pioneer gear are you able to change the key and the tempo individually, like separately, as opposed to sliders or get bent. Oh my. Deflated eagles. Allow me to take care of that for you. It's been a little minute since I've done that. Actually, I'm not sure if I've got the voice for it right now, so forgive me if this comes out a little funky. All right. Excuse me. Ara, iko da ne. How is that? But I digress. So, standard Pioneer DJ gear, with the exception of the last couple of CDJs, has the option, they don't have that option. So I would need to go through, and whichever songs I choose, if I need to play them in a different key, I need to make them a different key. Or like, how do I say it? I need to know my set more intimately. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing. This isn't an unrealistic expectation to have of a DJ ahead of time. I guess in this case, I was able to have more flexibility with my sets when I was sticking with just Traktor. Works out good until you change your mind at the last minute. Works out good until you find your voice is screwed at the last minute. Sometimes I would sing a song because I had it in a key that I could sing, or I could bump it into a key that I could sing more comfortably. Whereas with Rekordbox, or at least with the more common factors of Pioneer CDJs, you have what you have, essentially. Either that or you're plugging into the laptop and it's got these additional considerations and these things that you gotta map and configure, and you'll be darn lucky if you have that in the first place. You gotta use your mouse, and just... It makes me miss Traktor sometimes, but if I don't get rid of the training wheels of good features, then I will never be ready for the expectations of, using CDJs. Or, being able to sort of work into this split between the two that I'm doing now, where DJing and performing are eventually going to be very separate ventures. And right now, we're still in that kind of split phase. I still like Traktor, but I need to start learning Rekordbox for DJing, and maybe figure something out in Ableton or Bitwig for performances. Which is not fun, but it's kind of how things are. Because I would like the flexibility that Bitwig and Ableton would afford. And I also need to learn how to DJ like any other DJ with Rekordbox. So with that in mind, I do need to go ahead and pre-process, some new versions of songs in different keys, to have those ready for MagWest. As well, there is a very necessary video component. Who was here for the stream where I worked on visuals for that show? When I had Resolume open from the laptop plugged into the desktop. Yeah. So that was for that. The video that we worked on for that will be used for the MagWest set. And that's not all the video I'm going to be using. I can't say too much else on the matter, but video will be a much bigger part of my performances. Or my performance this upcoming weekend. And depending on how well it goes, maybe more than that. So, there are higher expectations on me for this weekend than I expected. So one of the things that has me a little bit stressed out, stressed out there, eh, bud? Got me needing to blow some smoke there, huh? Gonna go have a dart. I am so sorry to every Canadian friend in chat. There's a lot of additional considerations that I need to make for this set that I still need to really knuckle down on this week. That is on top of some other things that I need to take care of and some folks that I need to get back to and some expectations that need to be met in other spots and places. And earlier I talked about with TwitchCon going from 0 to 100. Like I went from sedentary, like under 1,000 steps a day and seeing no one, to walking nearly 10,000 steps a day and seeing everyone. Snapping back into the opposite direction has also been wilder than I thought. And the effect of, looking around at my apartment and some of the things that I need to do to get things ready for the next couple of weeks, and the work that I have to do in general, it's been a bit of a stack. It's not that others have placed the expectations on me in terms of my apartment so much as when your place is a mess, it stresses you out. That's a measured fact. Like, part of why they talk about cleaning your room isn't just for hygiene. It is for that too, but like, my living room is a thrash and I think it's having an effect on me. And coming home to it was like, oh, geez. This again, huh? So it's been a little bit tricky with that. As well, I talked earlier about, this last weekend, I went off of keto. For those who don't know, I'm not necessarily on keto for diet purposes, like for the sake of like, losing weight or whatever. I'm on it mostly for managing my acid reflux, which has been eating at my vocal cords. This last weekend, I'm like, you know what? There aren't a lot of options nearby that really cater to keto. I'm about to sneeze. I'm gonna mute. Is a number 3 coming? Nope, just the 2. Thank you for that, Bats. Thank you. So I ate not keto over the weekend, and it showed. And my voice is still dealing with the effects of multiple days of acid reflux. Which is why it's a little bit raspier than it usually is. And I'm worried about getting my voice back in time for my Friday night, Saturday morning set. My performance at MagWest will be on Friday night, Saturday morning, 12:30 a.m. Right before the amazing Mono Monet. I believe she also has a set, which will be amazing. And I hope that I, after my set, I want to definitely catch as much of that as I can. I'm stressed, honestly. Keto, so, Shannon, keto is maximum 20 carbs a day. Certainly, someone must have some. Some amount of carbohydrates is necessary. But the idea is 20 carbohydrates maximum. Monitor your fats and really.
You're such a good girl.
Right. Yeah, it's 20 carbs, monitor your fats, and fill up on protein. I mean, obviously you don't need to go super bonkers on protein, but the idea is protein and fats give you make you feel satiated, make you feel full. And the body does need carbohydrates to some extent, but only like 20. I am on this less for losing weight, although that has been a side effect.
Sit down. Allow your eyes to meet mine. Good girl.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Sometimes you just need to hear it, you know? So what I've been doing is I've been on it. Oh, I'm going to skip this one. So I have been on keto, not because of the dietary stuff. It's been nice, but it's been because it tends to reduce acid reflux. Not 100%, but it's definitely a noticeable reduction. And, I'm not sure how long it will take for me to get my voice back to how it was pre.
Excuse me? Excuse me? Mommy? Sorry. Mommy?
Yeah?
Sorry. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy?
Yes,
Sorry.
dear?
Mommy?
I wish my stream deck would work at a reasonable time. Yes, you called? You can't ask for me that many times without having something to say. What is it? You wanted my attention? Cute. I'm gonna start making cold brew coffee to try and seriously reduce the acidity of the coffee and the burnt flavor I've been suffering when drinking it. Just me, or does it sound like Octotune? Oh. Second good girl was mine, because I think it's punky to do those sound alerts. Ah, I see. I have already lost my train of thought. I need to get back to, doing apple cider vinegar in the mornings, because apparently that actually reduces acid in oneself. But yeah, reducing acid reflux has been one of the healthiest things for my voice, and obviously if I'm going to be singing, I need to keep that down. And with my voice in the current state it's doing okay. Like I can tell it's doing a little bit better now because I've been warming it up and using it and speaking with it, and I've been drinking my almond milk. Apple cider vinegar, I have gummies that, yeah. And actually, I just had the shot. I remember I took it in like sugar-free Red Bull. And that actually didn't do a bad job of masking the flavor. Like it actually did okay. I don't know. There's a lot of little things that I've been doing to do that. I can't process saturated fats efficiently because of my hormones. There's almost nothing worse than losing track of the amount of sugar you're consuming until the very moment at which your digestive system reminds you. Oh, yeah. Definitely. I don't know. In my case, it just goes right for the voice. The instant that I have like a piece of bread or some pasta or any kind of starch, just instantly like my range starts to go. It just goes right for the voice. Ain't it great? So for the next few days, and the thing was, the problem with me, goodness. I wanted to be done with, keto. It's my understanding that keto is not something that you stay on forever. Why is, there it goes. It's something that I want to do until I get back to a point where my voice is better again. And I do think my voice has made some recovery, like some long-term recovery this way. But it's not where I'd like to be. And I'd like to get to a point where I can return to a more regular diet. And I'm having this realization. I think the fear that I have is I did not have immense acid reflux before COVID. I might have had some, but I don't think it was ever that bad. As well, there does appear to be a correlation between people that did not have acid reflux before COVID and do after. And there's some part of me that worries that like some special strand of COVID means that you get acid reflux, and because it came from COVID, it never goes away. you know, also see the folks that lose their voices entirely or some other situation that like the long-term effects of COVID. I don't like that idea. I don't like the idea of my voice being held hostage to a temporary diet being done permanently. Stresses me out, honestly. But, you know, I may not have much choice. Given that this is my career path where I'm talking to you. Hello, Teeter. TwitchCon was really fun. I had a good time. I met a lot of my Oshis, and they treated me very wonderfully, like surprisingly wonderfully. Like, not that I expected them to treat me poorly, but my goodness, they were really nice. I don't know. There's just a lot of little things that have me worried about this weekend. I'll do my very best, and even if I'm not as prepared for that as I could be, I think it'll still be a good time. It'll still be a fun show. It'll still be an Odyssey Eurobeat show, as much as I can do. But I don't know. For reasons I can't really get into, I'm really hoping that this particular performance goes well, that this particular weekend goes well. Just lots of little things. I don't know. I stress about a lot. I overthink about a lot. It'll all be good. I've had stressors for past shows. Thank you, Pixie. Thank you, Hannah. I'm gonna have a sip of my almond milk. Ooh, something about the unsweetened Silk brand almond milk. Something about it tastes like. You ever have like Lucky Charms, and then like you have the rest of the milk, and it's got like the little bits of the cereal in there. It tastes like that without the texture. But yeah, no, I'm evaluating what my plan should be for the rest of the week. I do have a stream scheduled for tomorrow. I have another one kind of tentatively for Thursday, and then Friday is my set. If I do change my plans for tomorrow, I'll let you know. And if I end up... if I do end up streaming on Thursday, I will let you know when I do. But right now, tomorrow is... It's possible, but it's also... I'd say it's a coin flip on whether or not I drop it. If you need to take tomorrow and Thursday off to rest your voice, that's okay. That might end up being what's happening. As well, I might need that time to get a few other things done. Working on my set, working on my apartment, working on just some other things like that. Change of topic and some good news. Starting HRT next month, the 14th to be precise. Let's go! Hannah, that's incredible! Congratulations! Oh my gosh! Can we get some love in the chat for Deflated Eagles for Hannah? That is absolutely amazing. Can we get some love in the chat for you? I am so happy for you. I hope that you find peace, satisfaction, and joy in the journey ahead for you. That is absolutely incredible. I hope that you find satisfaction and peace in yourself with that. I mean, if I was in your position, I would take tomorrow and Thursday to rest your voice. I thought about it, but like, I just got back and now I have to go again. I only just, like, I was just at TwitchCon, and then to come back and just be like, hi, bye. I don't know. That could end up being what I do, but it's not a decision that I would be like happy about, you know? I like streaming. I like seeing y'all. I like hanging out with y'all. Shorter streams, I suppose so. I may make today's stream a little bit shorter. Actually, we're about 2 hours in. I might take like the next 10 minutes. Actually, I wonder. I forgot to unmute. Dancing on the ceiling. Rolling on the ceiling, rolling by your feelings, rolling on the ceiling again. Ooh, Juju told me, Glover, he could be your lover. All this thought for losing your head. I need to... Rolling around at the speed of that. Oh no. Forgot I had the music up. Yeah, thank you. I need to put that one in my set. All right. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the next 10 minutes or so, answer questions, field comments, remarks, redemptions, and I am gonna end today's stream a little early. Rest my voice. Vermouth, hello! I hope you're doing well today. I'm so sorry that you're popping in at like the last little tail end. My voice has been... I was not good to my voice. I did not do my keto like a good girl, and my voice has suffered for it because the immediate effect of me breaking that is acid reflux, which goes right for the voice. I guess you could say it goes right for the throat. But yeah, what's on your minds? What's on your hearts? Thank you for the advice. Let's see who's live at the moment. I see Mousy, Zen, Chibi, Geary's at Disneyland. I see Tigaholic. I see Hannah Hyrule. I see... Oh, that's Pelican. I remember Pelican. I bumped into Pelican at TwitchCon. Cece Hime. I see... Robin Sashko. I see Boschfire. We got some options. We got so much... It's been a little bit serrated, TV. Take care of voice. I will take care of my voice today. I'm gonna rest up a little bit. Who knows? Maybe even tomorrow I might change what we're doing because, well, I like to voice act when I play Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, and that's what we have lined up. So maybe, maybe not. Yeah. Yeah, what's on your minds, on your hearts? Anything about TwitchCon? Anything about MagWest? Anything about me? Oh, thank you for that, Butts. What's on your minds? What's on your hearts? I'm gonna have a sip. Dang, I like almond milk. I'm glad you think so. I look forward to... Yes, same! I can hardly wait, Big Z! Thank you for the reminder, Tangent. I'll try to keep it natural. Yeah, I'm excited for the days ahead. I'm nervous, I'm anxious, but I'm also excited. Did you know that there are two kinds of stress? There's still stress, but there's two varieties, two flavors. One, with which you are familiar, is called distress, which is stressing about bad things. Well, I suppose stresses can be categorized two different ways. One is called distress, which we've heard of before. Damsel in distress comes to mind. It's like stressing about something bad. The other is called eustress, like EU stress, like this. This is stressing about a good thing, like getting up on stage to accept an award or something like that. It's like, I think a lot of people like to call it anticipation, or just, I guess, a more positive form of anxious. Like in the Shrek movie, when Fiona talks about marrying Farquaad, and he goes, "Anxious, are we?" Like, it's almost a giddiness. Like he's interpreting that as like a good thing. So, eustress and distress are opposite ends of the same coin, all from stress. Spotcello, the last three things you've said in chat have mostly just been names of things. They were Moshi Moshi, Ara Ara, and Moi Moi Kyun. Can I ask for you to stick to the subject of chat, if that's okay? Right now I have both, very subtle, but both. I feel that. I think I have a little bit of both too. Yeah. Also recently going through Asphalt Urban GT2 on my emulator as of recently. That's cool. That sounds like a racing sim of some sort. Like a rally racing sim. Would it be rally or would it be like street racing? Asphalt Urban. Use stress to sequel to iStress, our new hit app for managing stress while we sell your attention to advertisers. Basically, I have the Calm app. I think it does that too. Street racing. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Thigh slap. I'm glad that I could come back for a little bit and hang out. The next few days will be interesting, and then the week after that will also be interesting in terms of streams. I will be having guests over for a while, and I would like to focus on my guests. There may still be streams here and there, but they will very likely be a little bit fewer, a little bit further between while I have company over. So you'll know about them ahead of time. There will be enough streams to where there will be prior notice. Is Avenil one of them? If I was comfy naming the guests, I would have done so, Spotcello. I've been playing Stardew Valley. Ooh. I worry about Stardew Valley. Like, I feel like if I got started, I would get sucked up into the game, and I have very little time for anything as it is. Stream cutting out. I haven't dropped any frames on this end. I think it might be just for you, AXR. I'm sorry. Well, I mean, we're just about to wrap up pretty soon anyway. Maybe I'll actually cut it out like now. My friends, I will, which dateable do we think Audie would go for? I had the song lyrics you sung earlier stuck in my head, and I finally do. Yeah, it was Upside Down. Upside down, and we are running all around. Cuckoo is the... wait. Yeah. Cuckoo is the movie, Cuckoo is the city. We moved to... Actually, that was one of the few songs that got me into Eurobeat, now that I think about it. Because, like, Boom Boom Dollar was fine, but I remember much preferring Upside Down by Cuckoo. Yeah. Last questions, comments, remarks, redemptions. If not, then I think we're gonna go ahead and raid. Thank you for that, Bats. Here's a fun and cute game for you. Cozy Caravan. There's also Wildflowers, which is Stardew-esque with voice acting and an actual storyline that wraps up in one season. I see. Vieira. Fine. I guess you are my little pog champ. Come here. Oh, thank you for that, Bats. I think on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and let my voice rest a little early. Can we go ahead and get the raid message ready? Actually, before we go, I still want to do the vocal freebie, and then thank you, Pixie, and then we'll go ahead and raid. Oop, there we are. All right. Welcome back, darling. What would you like first? Dinner? A bath? Or would you like me? Dinner. Fancy hydrate. I'm gonna go ahead and refund those points for now. All right, we're gonna go ahead and can we get that raid message going? We're gonna raid the one, the only, the amazing TV Doki, who is also at TwitchCon. I will see you very likely tomorrow. Please do keep your eyes on the Discord server or Twitter for whatever's going on.
You're such a good girl.
Thank you. All right. Chibi Doki. All right, friends. I will see you soon. Until then, bye-bye for now. It's Scotty to see. Bye-bye. Yeah, I really need to rest my voice instead of using it like that. Bye.